whole day coming, I ain't visioning the past, about to jump into the bag. They ain't coming, they ain't I saw the whole thing coming, I ain't visioning the past, about to jump into the bag, to the bag, to the whole thing coming. I saw the whole thing coming. I saw the whole thing.
We are something else.
All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 229. I got money, and it's me and CB this week. A skimpy start like last week, but we are here. One more hand clap. Okay. The originators.
I at least made it on time this week. I'm
That's
improving week by week. There we go.
Man, that's what we got to do. I appreciate you for being here. Takeover is here. It is a Takeover Thursday. She's getting some things ironed out. Tia, good to see you. Dimitri, good to see you. Cardo, good to see you. Esther, Michelle, good to see you. So, bro, what's been going on with you, man? You tell me. You tell us. What you got going on these days?
Yeah. I think probably the dopest thing. I became an uncle for the 4th time.
More shoes to buy.
I mean, not yet. Because what's funny is all these kids kind of start up at the same age. So all those early Jordans and stuff, once Sash is done with them, they'll come down to Lil Rye. So, but that's the coolest thing, man. Shout out to my brother, my sister-in-law. Both baby and mama are doing well. And yeah, man. It's funny. Born on 7/10, July 10th. But he weighed in at 7 pounds 11 ounces. He was 1 day off from being a 7-11 day baby. So.
Oh man, okay. Welcome. The giving life is always a blessing. Other than that, how's your week going?
I mean, in general, week is all right. We are busy at work. One of those things where we just got projects and stuff going on that even though it's summertime, we still got stuff we got to do. But really, otherwise, things are going pretty well. Got to see a bunch of the fam over the July 4th weekend and everything. Had some cousins in town. Yeah. I'm playing the best golf of my life right now too, so that's like but I can't really be out here complaining too much.
I mean, you golfed with one of our Soul Tales buddies who's been MIA for quite some time now. How is he doing?
The boy our money is good, man. We got out there, had a fun round with this. It was like a father-son duo, yeah, we had to find a course that was somewhat in the middle for both of us. And so we ended up at Algonquin Regional Park golf course. And it was good. It was fun out there. And our money is healthy and he's thriving, bro. So if we're not hearing from him, it's because he don't want to talk to us,
Okay, I got you. E, welcome in. What's good with you, bro?
Shit.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Nothing but work.
I got you. Look, we still, let me see. Let's take over. All right. James and Pedro, again, speaking of giving of life, James and Pedro just welcomed his second as well. With Love R&B, good to see you. A Valdez Glitter, good to see you. So yeah, E, what's going on? How's the week going, bro?
Yeah, man. Listen, I throw this damn week away. You know what I mean? Work wise, it's just listen. It is what it is. Major projects. I've told you, told the fellas about getting my travel plans together just for the last half of the year, and yeah, it's always good when uh, was it Murphy's Law?
Hmm. Okay.
That,
All
that
right.
definitely that definitely took place today at about 4:30 on a call with the vendor, and that's when they hit us with the Murphy's Law, and we just you know, uh, when things are going too well, you just kind of have to have that in the back of your mind. CB knows all
Gotcha.
about that on the golf course. So, but no, listen, you know what? It's good to be with the fellas and chop it up and get some good content in, and I'm gonna try not to spaz out like I did last week.
There you go. Risa, good to see you. Ubi, good to see you. Yeah, my week it's been okay. Actually, I think we got at the beginning of the week, not to wish time away, but we were kind of just waiting to get to the end of the week because of, just midnight tonight is going to be an amazing night for music. And I don't know how many of y'all going to stay and wait up for some of these albums that are dropping. We'll get into that later, but that's going to be one of my things. I got a show to put together for tomorrow. And while I'm doing that, I'll be listening to some music. But the weekend's been decent. Other than that, so we are Takeover again. She's getting. Oh, there she is, right there. Oh, it is a Takeover Thursday. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes. Welcome in. How have you been, Takeover? Welcome back.
Hey. Happy Thursday. I've been good. Like you, I'm ready for the weekend, and let's get it started.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you weren't here last month, right? We gave you the day off.
Yes, I appreciate it. Y'all held it down.
Okay. Good. All right. With all that, so StreamYard has done some fancy things, and they've
getting started early, bro.
They have overly reproduced some of these this layout, so they've done too much. But anyways, let's start with this. Let me get my notes. All right. A group of firefighters are suing DC Fire and EMS over its policy of shaving facial hair. They allege that it is discriminatory practice and want to keep their beards for medical and religious reasons. A total of 17 black firefighters filed the suit Tuesday, alleging that by introducing and enforcing a clean-shaven policy, DC Fire and EMS discriminated against them on the basis of religion and disability. Some of the firefighters claim they have pseudofolliculitis barbae, commonly known as razor burn, which primarily affects black men and causes pain, and even infections when shaving facial hair. Others involved in the suit practice Islam and Orthodox Judaism, and their facial hair carries significant religious importance. A fire department spokesman told WTOP that DC Fire EMS cannot comment on the active investigation. In 2020, DC Fire and EMS began their facial hair restriction due to COVID-19 pandemic with the need for a tight-fitting N95 mask. Remember those? These firefighters were taken out of the field and transferred to office jobs and EMS-only roles, which they said offer less opportunity for advancement. Wow. It felt like DC FEMS was forcing me to choose between my career or my health. This isn't just a career for me, it's my calling. Being sidelined, not something I did wrong, but for a medical condition I can't control, was devastating, says Darrell Herman. Herman is a DC firefighter who has served for nearly 2 decades and suffers from pseudofolliculitis barbae. Well, we can stop right there. That's enough to talk about right there. So let's attack the facial hair first, right? I remember a time like back in my day. Remember, there was no facial hair, right? No, like office jobs, you had to be clean shaven, clean cut. Forget a man bun, forget cornrows, forget braids for a man. Like that was just frowned upon. Like retail jobs, you saw that. hell, police officers couldn't even show tattoos on your arms, right? For any, like, you had to wear long sleeves or cover them up. They didn't want that. But then, like, it began to change a little bit to where the policy or the non-spoken agreement or thing was shave, at least be clean shaven for the interview. And once you get the job, you can kind of, grow out a mustache and do that kind of thing. But still, beards, forget it. Especially in our line of work where you got guys that go out in the field and, they're wearing suits all day, buttoned up, 5 o'clock shadow, forget that. They're taking it all off. But now, like, look at CB. And then if you remember CB's COVID beard, that guy, he was on the watch list.
Yeah.
That's
my dad was scared to let me fly, bro.
He was on the watch list. And then look, but that's crazy. And then I remember a couple of years ago, every winter I would grow my hair just a little longer. Then one year I was like, F it, I'm not cutting it. And I just let it grow down. Next thing I know, I came in there with
I want to be like E. Rich.
I came in with cornrows, right? And one of the managers was like, oh, that's tight. That's neat. I was like, well, I got him now. I'm not cutting my hair ever. So let's just talk about the policy. Does it need to change now? Like, what's the deal? Do you care about beards in the office nowadays? And have you ever, all three of us have beards. Have you ever come across that in the line of duty? Like somebody asking you, like, cut your beard.
Not at this current job, but other jobs, security for sure. But that's more or less like the probably like on the floor, like you said, kind of not necessarily kind of back of the house, if you will, like, not in the suits, not when you're in the office, but if you're entertaining vendors, things of that nature, that was kind of a thing that you knew ahead of time. I remember going into an interview and walking right out when they said that they have a clean face policy. I was like, all right, well, cool, this ain't for me then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't even make any. First of all, I'm definitely gonna look like a serial killer with no facial hair. I haven't seen my chin in probably since I don't even remember when. But I think it goes to show, like, it's one of those things where, as simple as it sounds, like, that's how far off we are, where they're worried about looks and not the actual work that a person can, that actually does, right? It's the same thing. Like, you get a resume, everybody's resume gonna look the same until the person actually performs the work, right? So I think that's what we got caught up in. But since then, it's not just us, it's also, the Black women, with their hairstyles and things of that nature, because they faced it far longer than it was, about some damn, facial hair. So I think in this case, it was one of those, kind of deals where you had to get into a certain sector that kind of opened up the window for everybody else to see that it doesn't matter, as long as it's put together nicely. Now, clearly, if you're looking like, Weird Al Yankovic or, so, or Drop Dead Fred or something like that, and then you got a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. CB. During the pandemic, I know it may have been different. We were a lot of Teams calls or whatever. Yeah. And you showed up on camera with that pandemic beard. Did you ever get any comments or talk about your experiences or, with the beard?
Yeah, nah. And the thing was, during that period of time, I wasn't in the same role in my department that I'm
You are
in
now. You are now the boss.
So I was basically allowed to have my camera off all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it was no big deal for me to not have my camera on. And it was during the pandemic. So literally there was like no rules when it came to all that stuff. Like, we were seeing some lack of haircuts and lack of shaving that we'd never seen. You know what I mean? Like from upper management and all that. So if they were letting it go, I was more than enabled, you know what I mean, in that scenario.
Do you remember the period where the owner of our company rocked a beard and goatee for a while? Like, when that happened, I knew things were changing because he's a stickler for the button ups, like the collar shirt button up. he wanted us to dress 24/7, like, and there was no working from home policy. Like the pandemic that allowed for us to do the work from home policy, and he saw he could trust us. But he grew that beard out, and I was like, oh, things are beginning to change around here.
Yeah. Nah, but before we switch it up, similar story to E. Before the current job, I had interviewed at this spot, and they had a no beard, clean face policy, whatever. And I was really trying to leave the job that I had at the time. So, but I was waiting to hear back from HR from, the current 9 to 5. And so they're like, yeah, so, will it be a big deal if you have to shave? And I'm out here just being like, I just need a new job. So like, yeah, no, it's no big deal. While at the same time, I'm like, I need this company to like call me back and tell me that like I got this other job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things worked out the way they were supposed to, but yeah, I look like an infant child, bro. Like it's one of those things. I need the facial hair so people know that I'm of age.
Bro, like if I cut this hair
baby calves
off too,
embarrassing,
like crazy. Real quick, Airstream Queen says the respirators need a tight seal, so there needs to be new respirators for those with beards who can't use the current ones. Got you. Makes sense. Takeover.
So we remember that Pepsi commercial with MJ back in the 80s, right? So hair is flammable, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the policy is set forth because as a firefighter, you got to be able to do your job, and that's a risk factor, right? So just like, when she said, you got to wear the protective gear, the mask, and the beer has to fit inside. If not, your breathing could be at risk. Mm-hmm. So from an HR perspective, I'm like, okay, they knew that this was a requirement before that they were hired. So why don't they just, have employees sign a waiver saying that, hey, if you're going to rock a beard, then, this is a condition of your employment. It's a policy. And, if there's a medical or religious reason, then they should be able to go through the process and, sign some type of risk waiver where, they waive their liability. And then make that is what it is, or require it to be a certain length so it can fit in the mask, whatever the case. But I know other companies like UPS, they have the same policy. Theirs is more a professional thing, like, you were talking about. And so this happened before where, the fire department has, sued and they won. So back at it again.
See Dimitri's when was the last time you see the firefighter for the jerk? Come on, there we go. And then Ark, it says, before I had my beard, my pops asked me why I looked like that from a picture he saw. It broke me. Exactly. That's why so many firefighters have those dumb mustaches. It fits inside the mask. Yeah. And that was another thing we used to do around the office, the no shave November. That was a big thing. But I don't remember one specific time where things started changing.
I just told people I did no shave just in my life. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't trying to be. I got pictures on my phone of the last time I was clean shaven. And
bro, I think the last time I shaved was I was trying to go for the police academy, and it broke my heart that I had to shave, but that was part of the process. Like I looked like a narc. That's how bad it was.
You were trying to be a narc.
I was trying to be one. While we're on grooming and stuff like that, Houston Barber is offering $150 per month membership that includes 4 haircuts. So 4 haircuts a month. That breaks down to $37.50 per haircut, which some consider a good deal, especially for those who get frequent haircuts. The membership model is gaining traction as a way to ensure consistent income for barbers and provide convenience for clients. And I thought this was interesting because I remember a time and day where I was going to get a haircut every week, and my cuts were like $20, and you give the $2 tip. I wasn't making that much money, so I was $20. Here's to Thank you for the fade, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't have all this at that point. It was very minimal. And then over a period of time, I remember it started creeping up to 30. And hell, now it's like almost $50 a cut. And I'm only getting the sides done. I'm not getting none of that done. It's almost like 50 a cut. So, and now you have to make appointments. It used to be first come first, you first come, first serve. You stand in line, wait for your barber to get there, and then you just line up in a chair, and then whoever was there first. Now, I do like the convenience of making appointments. So that is my dedicated time. I ain't got to wait outside. I ain't got to get there early. Boom, here we go. So me personally, I think that having the membership is dope. Everything has a membership now, right? It just makes sense. $150, 37. I mean, he's actually losing money for DC prices. $37.50 for hair. I would love to pay. I'd pay $150 up front for a $37 haircut with a $10 tip. Well, that's still less than $50, making out what I'm kind of paying now. So, thoughts on this system? Would you have loved to see a system like this when we were younger? E?
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't paying when I was not just playing. No, but actually, my barber out here does that. He has the monthly setup. So, like I said, your day is your day throughout, and your time is your time throughout the month. It actually worked for me just because, again, if you're traveling and you missed that week, that next week you don't have to worry about trying to get on the line and be like, hey, can I come through such and such amount of time? You know what I mean? And by that time, they done already booked 14 people or whatever the case may be. So having an appointment base just kind of works out for the person that actually goes like consistently. And even if you miss a week, you're still fresh the next week. You know what I mean? So you can always, and then the way they set it up, or way my barber set it up, was he'd ask the question, do you need to be fresh for the work week, or are you trying to be fresh for the weekend going out, right? So that's how he would build his schedule for the people and whatever else. And they didn't lose money, bro, because if you think about it, all the payments are due up front. So first of the month, they're getting the $100 and whatever dollars that it is for the service. So they're not missing out. Even if you miss a week, they're not missing money because they've already got that for the first of the month.
That's pretty much on you to make all 4 haircuts.
Yep. And even if you don't go and let's say let's say your haircut is you don't need and you just need to like kind of get a shape up. You still have that time to go. And then you're not dropping off a whole payment just to get, you know what I'm saying, like a lineup or something of that nature. So for sure, I definitely agree. This is definitely a good look, for those who travel.
Damn, we think you're a good twice a year. I mean, I could do the twice a year thing, and it just wouldn't look good on the sides right here. Take over.
I mean, it's a genius idea, especially if you're cutting Wolverine, right? So, I mean, as like a boy mom, my son's, I'm not paying.
Wolverine?
Right, yes.
And fashion report.
I mean, you are hairy, boy. I mean, for my sons, I'm not paying $150 a month for 4 haircuts per son. That's just crazy. But like he said, this is nothing new. My son's barber, she has this out here in Maryland. So they're catching on and they're getting that money. Now, if this was a family membership, where, it's that would be a win for the household. So, if this was like, okay, you could use those 4 haircuts for like, the family that you have, then that's great. That's not a bad deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But unless you are like some type of local celebrity, I don't understand why you would need 4 cuts in the month. Like, to me, if you're a skilled barber, they should be able to make your haircut and shape up, line up, whatever, last a solid 2 weeks. I'm sorry. And if you're getting like 4 shape ups a month, I mean, your hairline is going to be pushed back like an album release date. So, just keep with caution, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, if it ain't tricking, if you got the money to spend, and there are definitely going to be men that take advantage of it, with their little Harry Potter self. So rock out.
Okay. How often do you get your haircut, CB?
Normally like twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What
one
do
of those, I mean, I think in general, the membership subscription idea is the way to go. I love myself a membership or subscription. You know what I mean? But yeah, like if I really needed to get my hair cut that often, sure. But thankfully, it's not twice a year, but it is twice a month.
Okay. And can you book appointments or do you walk in? What do you?
Nah, it could be either way. It could be either way. And here's the thing. When because a lot of these barbers, right? A lot of times nowadays, like it's their own business. It's their own, like they're either running it out of their own spot or like they got to set up in their house. You know what I mean? Like they're entrepreneurs these days, right? And the thing is we've had issues where the barber missed the appointment. You know what I mean? Like just do the background check on your barbers, bro. That's all I'm saying. Make sure that they're not partying too late on the Friday and Saturday, and you got the Sunday morning cut.
Would you guys be interested in a mystery cut?
No, get the fuck out of here with that.
All right, just asking.
Now, how much money would need to be involved in that? Because here's the thing: there is a price for something like that. There is a price.
Absolutely. Okay.
Hair grows back.
Speaking of a price, look, they have thought of everything now, and it was announced this week by Mattel. Barbie introduces first ever Barbie doll with type 1 diabetes to expand representation and inspire more children. All right. Announced today that Barbie's debuting their first doll with type 1 diabetes, T1D. This addition to the line enables more children to see themselves reflected in Barbie and encourages doll play that extends beyond the child's own lived experience, therefore fostering a greater sense of inclusion and empathy. All pillars of Barbie brand's mission. Okay. Introducing a Barbie doll with type 1 diabetes marks an important step in our commitment to inclusivity and representation, says Krista Berger, Senior Vice President of Barbie and Global Head of Dolls. Barbie helps shape children's early perceptions of the world, and by reflecting medical conditions like T1D, we ensure more kids can see themselves in the stories they can imagine and the dolls they love. This Barbie comes with a glucose monitor, insulin pump, blue polka dot outfit, and a purse. I was looking for the retail price for this thing, and when it's supposed to actually hit stores, I don't see that. But thoughts on the dog got the sugars. Exactly. I mean, I think it's creative. Barbie has done a good job over the years trying to represent. They had the vitiligo Barbie as well. Like they try to represent every type of situation that's out there that kids have to endure. Do they have a homeless Barbie? A starving Barbie? Because I'm going to talk about that. So thoughts on this? Let's start with Takeover.
I mean, so inclusivity, you love to see it, right? But I'm going to be honest. Representation is always good. And so while I love that Barbie has that, line that they're producing and selling with the, different inclusive Barbie types. I know they've had the one who was blind, one who was in a wheelchair, Down syndrome. So in my opinion, they started it, so they can't stop. And to me, they have a long way to go. There are, so many other Barbies that they can make to make inclusive for kids. Me personally, I would love to see just maybe more representation and inclusion in the marketing, using, inclusive children in the commercial and their branding advertisements. And so And so, kudos to Barbie, Mattel for doing this. But my only concern is like the trauma bonding of it all. And I think, that's where the chat is going with this. Like, you want representation and accommodation, yet do you want a constant reminder for your disability or your disease for your child? Like, it has to be a balance there. So,
All right, like Cankles Barbie. None of these Barbie fat ankles. CB.
You've never seen a Barbie with calves, so they've been trying to market to me since the beginning. I mean, honestly, I'm cool with it. Like, I think that like Cardo pointed out, like, this is something that, these kids didn't choose this, you know what I mean? And at least in my opinion, that being able to feel included, and hey, it's cool to, either see somebody on television or a toy or whatever as a kid that reminds you of yourself or someone that that definitely adds another layer to these kids and stuff. So I'm with it. It's cool. And yeah, you know what I mean? It's Barbie. They got diabetic Ken out there, you know what I mean? Wilford Brimley Barbie.
Deadbeat dad Ken. Going to the store for a pack of cigarettes, Ken. Go ahead, E. Let's see. E Rich, my bad. Go ahead.
That's crazy. That was wild. Yeah, I listen. First of all, leave it to the chat. Like I said, it is what it is. But I also think that this is for kids. This ain't for you adults. When some of y'all adults still got kid tendencies, and if they got put out on Front Street, we'd be clowning you right now. But this also goes to show, like I said, for this is more or less for those kids that never feel like they're actually kind of looked at, right? Or they're not represented. All of us at some point in time have had a friend or something that didn't have something that wasn't representing of them, and we tried our best to try to make sure that they were not felt differently, right? So whether or not they missed the mark, they're trying, when we know it's about 1,000 other companies wouldn't give a shit about people. And so I think the least they can do is at least they tried it, and if it's a miss, it's a miss, but at least they can say they did the shit, compared to some other ones where they just don't give a fuck. They know you're gonna give them their money hands down, and you're gonna complain and complain, but you still gonna buy the same products again and again. So shout out to Barbie for trying some shit, and it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of buying product over and over and over again, here's a message from our sponsors.
Welcome to D-Cup Customs, the most creative crafter in these streets. At the heart of the magic is Doreen. If you can dream it, she can create it. Need a one-of-a-kind piece for your business, your project, or even just your ego? We got you. And it's not just tumblers either. We have shot glasses, pens, mugs, badge reels. Basically, if it holds ink or drinks, we do it. And Doreen, she made me a custom Black Panther cup. I was drinking out of it and somebody wanted it so bad, they offered to buy it from me right then. And Doreen looked at me and did this.
Take it, fool. Turn down that good money.
Look at this piece. It's going to be amazing when it's done. But we don't just do ink and glitter. We also do custom vinyl. So again, if you can think of it, she can do it. We also love working with our guys, and we can't wait to work with you. So if you use the code WRSE15, you will get 15% off your order. Thanks. See you soon.
Shout out to D-Cup Customs. Use the code WRSE15. Go to dcupcustoms.com. Get yourself a customized tumbler like me. Drink whatever you want out of it. I got my favorite Jordans, which is the Jordan 6 Infrared. There's the, DC. There's We Are Something Else. Chuck Brown's on here. Cherry Blossom's on here. Pharrell's on here. Shout out to Dimitri. Shout out to Doreen. Wonderful partners at D-Cup Customs. And with that, I think it's time for
Be Easy
Oh, wrong
Shoe and Fashion Report.
Wrong button. My bad, Takeover. My bad.
Really?
It's time for In the Hot Seat.
That was hilarious.
I forgot.
I got to get my own intro, guys.
We got you. We're working on it. We got you. Getting there.
All right, cool. So, welcome to Takeover Thursday, everyone. And so, in this segment, we are going to talk about male routine, self-care, and get ready with me videos, the men edition. Okay.
So we're going to be serious about the Lord's business.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000. Thank you.
So, E-Rich, I'm gonna go to you first, okay? But we've seen these videos on social media, TikTok, IG, right? And so we hear the We Are Something Else fellas talk about fashion and shoes and sports, music and culture. But let's deep dive into you guys' personal, intimate routine. So, E-Rich, starting with you, like the saying goes, if you if you look good, you feel good. Okay. So, do you have a daily or weekend routine that you subscribe to, whether it's skincare, hair care, eating discipline? Are you fancy like that? Do you take hours to get ready? What does your self care look like?
First of all, everybody should be brushing their teeth when they wake up in the morning, right? So that's a given. You know what I'm saying? If you got a beard, there's no way that you're stepping out the house without moisturizing your beard. Pause, because I know Ricardo's in the chat, right? So at the same time, right? There's no way.
I feel the rain. I feel the rain. I feel the rain.
My bad, go ahead.
So then you got like right? If you can't be out here with the crusty face, everybody should be washing their face with a separate wash towel, right? Other than the ones you use on your body. Hopefully we're at that level. Everybody in here grown, right? Outside of that, for sure. Like, I mean, clearly I have braids, so I'm getting my hair braided. Not stepping out the house unless you put some cologne on. But what he's doing is just outside of just, first of all, nobody has that much time in the fucking world to get up and do all of that in the morning, right? That's just not that. There's no logical reason for what he did. Clearly that was for IG. And I can't stand anybody. I know they go some slander probably is gonna happen, guys. So sorry ahead of time. I can't stand these motherfuckers that just get on the phone, record themselves getting out of bed. First of all, you had to get out of bed to set the camera up, and then, or like when they come in the house with the groceries, like you walked in the house first without the groceries to set the camera to watch you walk in the house with the groceries. It's just beyond me at this point.
And people buy into that like that doesn't happen. Like the setup isn't there.
I mean, and if it is, that's even worse. But anyway, back to Trina. No, the routine is what you have as a grown ass man before you walk outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not dusty. You know what I'm saying? You make sure everything is straight before you walk out. So yes, that what he's doing is extra.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I mean there are some men. I'm sure we know of some. Hey, they wake up, splash some water, slick their hair with some Jergens, grab the Newports and a Pop Tart, and they're out the door. So,
Be Easy Shoe and
Oh,
Fashion
I hit the
Report.
wrong button. I'm giving you- my bad.
what about you, CB? What's your routine look like? Do videos like that give you inspiration to, have a better routine?
Um, I don't watch those videos. I just learned the other week what like the acronym even meant. I'm like, what are these people saying? Grim? Like what are they saying? It took me a minute, man. I'm not,
Showing your
I'm
age,
not,
CB.
I'm not one of those. But here's the thing: Rich already laid it out. You got to have routine if you're an adult, and if you're a dude, you got to have routine, man. Beard care, morning and night. Washing your face, moisturizing, all that good stuff. Asian don't raisin, but you still gotta do your part.
Okay. And Kaleo, what about you? And I'm curious to know, do you think as a man, does your routine get better or look different if there's a woman who you're trying to impress or she catches your eye and you want
Uh,
to
I, well, again, it depends on what age you're at. You definitely need a skincare routine because the way wrinkles are set up in certain people's family, you gotta do certain things. But I think morning routine is everything. At this point, first thing you got to do is brush your teeth. Right, that is before before you interact with yourself. Like the brushing of the fossils is 100% necessary, and then nothing wakes you up like a good like face washing. It depends on some people do their nightly routines. They don't need to do a morning routine. Some people do morning. They don't need to do nightly, whatever. But I think you put a little extra umph in it when you're trying to step out the house to impress somebody. Make sure the braids are extra tight. The fade is looking right, and you can't have no crust in your eyes. And you definitely again gotta have the mouthwash or something because if you're gonna go try to talk to somebody, like all that morning routine is necessary.
So what's a non-negotiable for you in your routine? Your get ready with me.
I gotta brush my teeth. That's hey, because you can go without taking a shower and don't have an odor, but that communication effort, I gotta make sure that my teeth are brushed.
Okay. So this has been very, very interesting. And so CB, look at some more of those grim videos when you get a chance. But this is Takeover in the hot seat.
Hold
Thanks,
up.
fellas.
Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. You're not getting off because we need to let's discuss
Be
Yeah.
Easy
go ahead.
Fashion Report.
Yeah, let's go.
Exactly. Does Be Easy did you notice that he had a routine, and did that change from the talking phase to when you guys got, what I'm saying, later on?
Okay, good question. Appreciate you putting me in the hot seat on Thursday. So, yeah, so Be Easy, he does. His is some definitely the basics, right? Brushing your teeth, washing your face, showering, but he gets up, he does some push-ups, he prays, he meditates, does affirmations. So and courting me, you gotta bring it. So it is what it is.
I can vision Be Easy on what's that Thin Line to Love and Hate with the Martin routine. Wipe the steam off the mirror. You was a what do you say? You so that's me. You so bad boy. Go look at Thin Line to Love and Hate, and you'll know the routine. Yeah, you'll see it.
Really, Cardo? We gonna fight.
What they call us?
This is the start of the movie for me, bro. Nigga in the pool talking about, look at your ass looking like a black sea lion.
right, and that brings us here. He's a good man. All right, my bro. I'm interested to see where you can go with this one. What you got?
I'm surprised you don't know where this is going. Just we kind of had the conversation already, but recently, I guess the president of the light skin delegation decided to drop his album or drop a song called Iceman, or that's the name of the album that's coming out. He had visuals. I believe he was roaming the streets of Canada in a box truck with the Iceman playing, and people were, coming up to him and things of that nature. And some of the visuals that he had, were different elements of him, with the Iceman kind of thing. He was, I think, rapping in a so-called warehouse that looked of whatever it was. But he posted this picture as well of him standing out back with arsenal of guns. And I just don't understand the portrayal of what he's doing here, because it just makes it even more comical of what rap is to him and how it's just not really a real situation. At the end of the day, like, it's corny to probably just the 10th power because I don't understand the logic. Like, you got your ass beat like hip hop style, like no fight, no violence or whatever like that, and this is your rollout, is to assert yourself as if you told guns. Like, you literally were in the grassy point, like you were reading lines of a crippled person. You weren't shooting shit while everybody else was out. He's like that guy that has that one cousin that's from the hood that tells him all the stories, and then he went and rapped about it. So I just feel like it's corny. I understand that we talked about music rollout. You got the Clips, a bunch of other artists that are coming out recently, and of course we know what that whole situation with the Kendrick song "Whips and Chains" that did that
now too.
Yeah, it is out. Should go take a listen to that. It's phenomenal track. But it's just corny, bro. Like, I saw it and I don't understand the appeal. But people are gonna like what they like, and apparently, like, this is what people like to see from him. So
I don't know if people like to see that from him. I just think he thinks that, right? Or he, it's that mentality of I can do whatever I want, or make this gesture, and it's for me, it's for nobody else. But it is corny. I mean,
it's for me, but it's also for money.
It's also for money. Yeah, I mean, obviously, people are going to play the album regardless. People are it's going to do whatever. I mean, I think that to come out of that battle and to have no kid do what it did for him, that kind of separate him. But now this is putting him back in that position of being a cornball. So,
bro, and he still has a lawsuit about a rap beef, and yet you're toting a picture with you and guns in your backyard is beyond me, bro. Like, it just doesn't match up. Like, at this point, if anybody views him as a rapper that really has some sort of like background to his actual words and what he raps, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, crazy. All right. I just realized there's some pandemic beard in that video because we haven't updated views.
Yeah.
All right, CB, what we got for that Copper Chop this week?
So we're going a little bit out the box. Angel Reese announced her signature Reebok sneaker with a announcement of a WNBA 2K cover. So she's going to be the second Reebok WNBA athlete. Rebecca Lobo was the first one to have a signature sneaker. And I think I read that she was the 5th or the 6th player that's going to be on the cover. Asia was on the most recent cover of the WNBA edition of stuff. So it's one of those things where we have not seen yet what the price of the shoe is going to be, but you know, within the last 2 years, Reebok put Shaq and AI like they in a lot of control, you know, and really trying to connect with the modern athletes through, you know, a couple of legends that have really helped build the sneaker brand that they have. And so not exactly sure the price point. Most of the sneakers that Angel's worn for Reebok price between 120 and 150. Yep. So probably going to be somewhere in that range. But one, are y'all still buying 2K? And two, what do y'all think about her getting a sneaker? Some people are actually upset. You will not be surprised. I'm not going to say their name, but there's a specific news outlet that their headline was, fans are upset that Angel got the 2K cover before Caitlin Clark. You get one guess to figure out which news outlet that was. But, you know, how are y'all feeling about her on the 2K cover? And did y'all see the sneakers? I think that the sneakers don't look too bad. But is that something y'all be considering? Is there a certain price point y'all need to be at?
Price point, you know, that range is fine with me. I think the shoe is very clean. It's hot. It's fire. Especially, you know, spring, summer. So that's definitely a cop for me. And, you know, you got to buy 2K. Why not?
Okay.
Hold up, bro. Put up the comment. The other one.
The one you said?
This one?
Yep. That's who it was. When the fuck did TMZ get into sports? And not like what? No. Anyway, why again? Not gonna go off on the rant because I actually sent this to the fellas to talk to about this because I'm like, first of all, it's dope that she has a shoe. It's actually a good looking shoe. If you watch the Netflix thing about how Shaq and AI have been trying to revamp Reeboks, and you know exactly what it takes, you know, for them to get into this position. She gets slandered just for being who she is, and she definitely does her thing. Nobody's talking about the fact that she's got the most consecutive, I believe it's triple doubles or whatever it is, like recently, because it's all about everything else, and nobody else can do anything other than Caitlin Clark. But to have a news line that Angel Reese is on the cover of 2K and not somebody else is the epitome of hate that whoever wrote that clearly was not liked as a kid, and probably their mom should have swallowed them.
We need Kaleo to get the hate.
Hey, I can get that
shit on the soundboard.
The shoes, I like the shoes. We had saw like earlier PE version of Reebok she was wearing, and we knew it was coming. It was lurking that she was going to get her own shoe. I think they're good. The colorway is fitting for, you know, it just get this all same colorway is way better than that Shea Gildred that shoe that Converse put out, right?
You hated that shit.
That is horrible, but this is dope. Shaq and AI are doing business smart, right? Angel was probably the only athlete that was left out there that wasn't tapped by Nike, and maybe they sold her a pitch like, look, we're gonna brand you differently. You're already gonna be different. You don't need to jump that ship. And of course, she's branded the bag, and she's wearing the role of the bad woman on purpose, and she's taking it because she's getting great attention. She's backing it up. She makes some crazy shots, but she's backing it up. And then of course, the fact that she's going at Caitlin is why she's getting all the hate, right? Anybody else is going to get the same thing, but she's going at Caitlin, and now she's got the front cover, which is dope. Women's basketball is way more exciting than a lot of sports right now, and they're building these. They don't even know that they're helping her out. They're building this personality in who Angel is, and it's just giving her more publicity. It's going to take off. So keep doing a good thing, because not everybody likes. You don't have to be friends. We just got to compete. Team sports 101. All right. So we are at the point. Let me tell you, I also wrote StreamYard. I was like, look, I'm glad you made all these upgrades, but like I can't move any of the filters around. I got to go fishing for stuff. Normally everything's in order perfectly. Now I'm fishing for shoe and tell. Here we go. Now we're this part of the show. All right, I'll go first because I'm gonna let y'all get the hate out the way early, and we'll move on after that. So CB knows.
I know what he's showing.
I wore these today because I forgot that I had them, and before somebody says you should have forgot that you had them, I'm saying it now. Yeah, I should have forgot, but nah, I got them. The box are dusty, but it's green, so I might not show. But these are the Incredible Hulk George mids, Incredible Hulk, purple bottoms. This is green, so yeah. It looks.
We're gonna know whether Ricardo was in the chat.
Yeah, of course he's there. Of course he's there. But yeah, Incredible Hulk mids. These are one and done kind of colorway, special edition. I forgot I had them, and I was looking through the sneaker room. Shout out to my band camp where you can go listen to the song I dropped called Sneaker Room. Found these in here. Wore these bad boys today. So.
Shameless plug. I helped AR that album.
He did. I was going through it. I was like, "Yo, what am I missing here?" But he was like, "You need to do this." Oh,
all right. In regards to again, we're all kids at heart. If you notice in the news recently, The Simpsons, they did a RIP to Marge, if you will. They spoke about it. It had enough uproar, so I had to show. Oh shit! There it is. Wait, nope. Damn it, Gina. Oh, okay, there it is. You gotta put something in front of it. You can see it. It's the Simpsons box. Again, lifelong Simpsons. Got the El Bartos. You know what I'm saying? The Vans collab. Still a dope shoe again. See it on your foot. You know what it is. Got the clouds. Me and my bro had a moment on the way to Dreamville a year ago where we saw the Simpsons cloud. So again, you know what it is.
Yep. Okay.
Y'all may have heard that they dropped a new like Nintendo Switch or whatever. And so I'm pretty sure I would have shown these back in 2020 when I initially got them, but can't really see the box there, but it's the these are where's Sean Xavier at? These are the the Puma joints. These are the Future Riders. Yeah, the Future Riders. In the Super Mario edition, you know what I mean? So haven't busted these out in a minute. So some of the details on here are pretty cool. You know?
So, shout out to Super Mario Brothers, bro.
1996, man.
Super Mario World.
Dope.
Super Mario World, bro. So yeah. Where's Sean at?
He's around somewhere. Sean's we'll get that in a second. Takeover.
So I wanted to bring something different this week. And so instead of shoes, I am bringing something for the ladies, summertime. It's very hot out. I don't care where you are in the US. It is hot and humid and sticky. And so you may not want to be bogged down with, heavy lipsticks. And so if you don't, this brand right here is called Pure Clean Beauty. And, if you know about me, I like products that are, more natural, organic, healthy for the skin. The skin is one of the largest organs. And so this comes in a red and a nice pink. And just something clean and fresh for the summertime or anytime, really.
Nice. All right. Look, man, StreamYard is about to get us all jacked up because you know what else is good and clean for the summer? A good old DC Shop High. Save 10%, WRSE 10. And letting everybody know Grant will be here next week to talk all things DC Shop High. It's good to check in with our partner Grant, who opened up his new location at Union Market. So everybody who's in the DMV area, he has he's had the quiet opening, more say, and we're gonna talk about the larger scale grand opening coming in August. But yeah, go down to Union Market, support Black business, support our guy Grant, DC Shop. Tell him, WRC sent you, WRC 10. They also ship over the United States as well. What is it? It is a Chicago-based deep dish. If you're talking about this, I don't know how far behind Ubi is, but this is a Chicago-based deep dish pizza based out of DC. Is DC Chicago style deep dish. Black-owned business. You got the steak and cheese, you got the salmon pesto, sausage and pepperoni. He is featuring the flats now, so he's going to treat the flats like almost like getting jumbo slice here in DC. I talked to him the other day, so that's an amazing thing. But for a guy like me who has given up bread again, me and Grant have talked about doing like a pizza bowl. So hopefully,
not the food, just money. Kaleo is giving up all of his money, guys.
Hopefully, Grant at this grand opening,
donate to the children.
Donate.
They don't deserve this.
Come on out and then get a pizza bowl if that's what's on. But let me tell you what else we got going on. There is a no skips marathon currently happening on Station Head. We had a great lineup today. I'll give the lineup again for those that want to check in. Find my lineup is being put on by Tia, who was first in the chat. The No Skips Marathon today. Shout out to Three the Hard Way who opened it up. Then we had Study Aid, Jen Glenn, Blaze Radio, Moni Nikki, and I Love R&B. But tomorrow, kicking off at 7 on Friday, 7/11 at 9 a.m. We are Something Else presents abstract-ish, funky Friday-ish. I'm filling in for Kendall B, who is out with his buddies on a baseball trip in Minneapolis. So I'll be doing my rendition of the No Skips Marathon, and the whole idea, no 5 or 6 slot tomorrow. Maybe
Kaleo's about to.
I might have to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the whole idea of No Skips Marathon is to play an album of yours or that's in the collection that you do not, from start to finish, you do not skip. Now, people are going to be creative because obviously there's probably more than one No Skips album in your playlist, and you want everybody to know what you listen to that you don't skip. So a couple of folks have done like a compilation of different albums and all that, but I'm here to let you know. And a lot of people think they know who I'm going to play tomorrow, and maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. But yeah, I'm filling for Kendall B at 9 a.m. And then after that, Real Estate Poppy, a.k.a. Dimitri, he's taking over the normal abstract slot at 12 p.m. Jen B at 2, John TT at 4, Keep Calm Callie at 5, Purple Diva at 7, With Love R&B, a.k.a. Risa S. Mona Risa, 9 p.m. And then it continues on a Saturday and Sunday. Check out my Instagram for the complete schedule. But yeah, check us out. Come through Station Head tomorrow. Enjoy Funky Friday. I think I mentioned to see what kind of feedback I'm gonna get for this album I'm gonna play tomorrow. Let's talk about it. How anticipating are we in the next hour and a half for this Clips album? You staying up, Takeover?
757 all day, you know it.
Okay. E, you staying up, E?
Bro, it's gonna be 9 o'clock out here. Like,
I forgot. CB, are you staying up?
Yeah,
yes.
Man. Yeah, y'all know I'm gonna be up. Y'all know.
Yeah.
I knew that question was coming too. That shit is fucking hilarious.
And then also we got Larry June dropping as well. Like, this is a major Friday. Larry June drops as well. So who do you listen to first, Larry or the Clips?
Both at the same time. I got 2 speakers, bro. It's crazy.
I wish I could hear the same song at the same time.
Like Larry just took a shot at Drake.
I think you gotta get the Clips album first because we've already heard like snippets, and then there's no way to end your day with a Larry June album. Like it's gonna be on some mellow type shit anyway.
2 completely different vibes.
They said Larry said his album is even gonna make you go wash the car. Last time you the spot,
drink
now
some tea, water your plants. You know what I'm saying? Like clean your house.
Sean Xavier has "Don't Worry, I'll Wait" Part 5 or 6 dropping at midnight as well. So if you know, that's a series of production just beats or whatever. So that'll be on his Bandcamp, SeanXavier.bandcamp.com. And then, oh my gosh, I got round of applause because Sweets in the Soul Show Deluxe was approved in one swoop. So Sweets, more in his mind, will be out as midnight as well. So 7-Eleven is a big day. Then go get your Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
Hey.
Yeah. Bet. So
Good
that's
job.
all.
Good job.
Everybody have a great week ahead. Let me get on my preachy moment. Can I do that real quick before we go? Let me send everybody out on a good
This is
note.
your show, bro. You can do what you want.
My show. What are you talking about? It's our show.
I'm saying, like, I would say the same thing to E. It's his show. He can do what he wants.
I got you. So I preach, that we don't take good care of ourselves enough. We always look out for everyone else, right? I say that all the time. We don't take good care of ourselves because we're always worried about everybody else. We got to check in on ourselves. You know if you're having a good day or not. When you wake up, you look in that mirror and you face yourself. You know if today is a good day or not. Don't put that on nobody else. Don't let nobody else carry that weight that you got because it's not fair to them. Let it go. And it's okay to tell folks, like, look, I need a moment. I need a day. I need just give me some time. There's nothing wrong with that. And if they're your folks, they understand. So just check in with yourselves, check in with each other. All that good stuff. 30 minutes a day. Do something you like to do. That's all that matters. And other than that, it's okay not to be perfect. Don't look for perfection. It's okay not to be perfect. And this button right here.
Follow us on YouTube at WRSC Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Peace.
Ain't coming, I ain't vision in the past, but I'm jumping to the bag. Ain't coming,